Hi, I'm John Newell of Let It Out Vocal Performance Coaching. Welcome to my first video of tips for singers. This one is about stance. The most important thing for any singer in stance is to be comfortable, aligned, balanced, and able to breathe properly. So try this with me. Place your feet about shoulder width apart. If your toes are level with each other, that means you're flat on, you may find it difficult to shift your weight in any direction or to be able to move across the stage. Personally, I try to have one foot slightly forward of the other foot, maybe an inch or so, doesn't need much. In that position, I feel much more comfortable being able to sway and move my weight in different directions or go across the stage. As you're standing there in that stance, make sure that your toes are not gripping the floor. Try to relax them. Keep the muscles along the soles of your feet as relaxed as possible. Release your ankles so that they feel nice and fluid. Try not to be tensing up your calf muscles for stability. Coming up to the knees, the knee joints should not be locked in a straight position. They must remain fluid. You don't want to bend them too far, but keep them fluid. Release your quadricep muscles and release your butt muscles. No clenching. It's not good for your singing. Now with the pelvis, some people like to tuck their pelvis under, like so. It's a little tucking motion like that. Whatever works for you depends on your body shape and body type. The whole idea is not to have your butt sticking out, which creates a sway or an arch in the back like this, and I can already feel my muscles getting tense doing that. So whatever's comfortable so you feel aligned. The most important thing for me when I'm singing is to feel like my sternum is up and floating, that it's lifted, that it's buoyant and floating up into the air. Try that. When your sternum is buoyant and up, you should feel that your shoulders roll naturally into place. You feel very broad across the clavicles, and your arms can just hang naturally from their sockets. Some people talk about putting your middle fingers on the center, on the seam of your pants, like so. I'm not a big fan of it because I can feel tension coming into my shoulders, so I just tend to stand fairly normally. Once the sternum is up and floating, you're able to breathe freely through the abdominal muscles, through the diaphragm muscles, and with those intercostal floating ribs. You've got freedom to move. If you collapse your sternum a little bit right now, even by an inch or two, you'll feel some downward pressure which interferes with these muscles for breathing. With the sternum lifted, you should feel like your neck and your head are just sitting comfortably and aligned on top of your shoulders. They can go anywhere they like. You don't need to be tilted up or down or anything like that. If you're going to favour the balls of your feet for your stance, do so slightly. You don't want to go too far, otherwise you end up looking like a ski jumper. We don't want to go ski jumping, and obviously you don't want to look like this if you lean back that much. Most importantly, if you keep the sternum up, you should be able to execute any moves or choreography with that sternum up. When you make a move, you don't want to have to be bending like so, because it interferes with your breathing. So if you must move and do stuff, try to keep the sternum up and floating. That's a few tips about stance. You can read more about it in my book. That's the end of my first video. I was a little bit nervous. Thank you for watching, and let it out.